Hello everyone, and here is the layout we'll be working on today, and it's for design page A of the Project Life page protectors. So for this first title card, I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to use this stencil from Tim Holtz to create the background so it's not just plain white. So I'm using Fog ink, which is a very light gray, but I'm putting heavy pressure just because of my inexperience, and then also I just wanted to make sure that it showed up. So I put a little more pressure than I initially expected, but I think it turned out okay. And it gives me now this kind of subtle background, which is a little bit different. And then I'm using these old Echo Park stickers to create the title here. And I'm cutting up my washi tape down the middle so that it's thinner, and I'm giving it a little banner edge there, and just going to place it here. I got the color scheme from one of the photos. My baby's blanket had the light blue, orange, and gray, so that was the inspiration for this spread. So here I'm just adding some more washi to decorate this this card, and then now I'm going to do some stamping. So I'm taking this onesie stamp that I've had forever. I believe it's from Hampton Arts, and then I'm stamping it in that same fog ink instead of black, so it's not so harsh. And then I'm adding one of these clear stickers I got from Stampin' Up, one of their Project Life kits. It's kind of interesting, these stickers, they're clear, so you can't really tell the color until you put it on white, which is pretty interesting. And so now I'm just going to create the cluster here on this left side where this onesie is going to go. So I added the washi tape to tie in the orange, and then I'm adding another one of those clear stickers just for a little more color and interest there. And then to finish this off, I'm simply going to add my date stamp for the week. And I like the way how that balances that card out. And then this was actually my finishing touch. I just wanted to create a border just to make it stand out a little bit more. And this is an EK Success pen. And that finishes that card up. So here is where I'm going to introduce hand lettering. I'm not at all a professional at this, and I just use my own cursive. And I just use the little tip that everywhere your pen goes in the downward motion is where you would thicken up the lines. And so that's all I'm doing to give it this faux calligraphy look. And again, if you're new to hand lettering, just practice a little bit, because your pen makes a difference, as well as your writing style of how you do your cursive. And then I would suggest going back with a thinner marker. This one is 0.4, I believe, so it's pretty thick, and so it's not as forgiving, because if you accidentally have an unsteady hand, it'll show all the little bumps and things. So a thinner pen would be a little more forgiving when you're doing this thickening part. But I was pretty confident, and because my text was so big, I didn't mind if any of my minor mistakes showed up a little bit, because I felt I could hide it pretty well. So then I just quickly there added some stitching around the border, because it was a little plain for me, and also I didn't know what I wanted to put to finish the bottom of this card, because I thought the 3 words I already chose were going to fill up the card. So I added these 2 words to kind of fill up the card. So again, I just did the same thing. I wrote it in cursive and then just darkened the lines. And again, practice makes perfect. So I don't think it's perfect, but this is my effort of practicing. And I like the way it turned out. So here I'm just adding, I added a little bit of washi on the bottom of the photo, and then my little journaling. It's kind of like a tab. And then I had a little leftover glitter heart from a previous project I worked on laying on my desk. So I just thought that would fit right there. So I'm just using my little 2-way glue pen to add that, to fill in that white space. So on to the next card. This was a 4x6 card, and for this design is actually 2 3x4 pockets in the page protector. So I had to cut it in the half, and then I'm rounding the 2 corners to make them look more finished, as if they were meant to be 3x4 cards. And then I'm using my photo to cover that word that's on the card because it didn't really fit. And then I'm just going to stamp my own little title here on top using Fawn alphabets. And then I'm going to use a stamp that I've had in my stash that I never used, this little bee image. I just thought it was a nice image. It was cute. It went with the baby theme, and it would allow me to bring in orange, which matches my baby's little onesie there in the photo. And so I just used a color pencil, colored it in, and then cut it out. And again, using my two-way glue pen, and I'm just going to add that here as a little accent. So here I have now this blank journaling card, which is where I'm going to use the front and the back of that photo for my journaling. So there's all my journaling, and you can see I filled it all up. Since this was my baby's first week, I really had a lot I wanted to try to keep track of. And as I go through this album, you'll see my journaling starts to dwindle. But the first week I did really well in documenting a lot of how it was each day, which I was proud of myself. So anyway, on to the next cards. I'm doing some more stamping. I'm using Fawn stamps here and my markers from Stampin' Up to ink it up. And again, here's some more journaling, front and back. And then I just wanted to add a little separator between the two events on this card. I was going to add the washi there, but it was just too bold, so here I just add a little doodle line to separate the text, I guess. And then I keep thinking I want to add something to that photo. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, so I left it, but then I later just added some washi. So here's my little sacrificial Project Life card that I'm going to actually cut up. So I cut it up and I cut out one of those camera images, and then I'm going to stamp this arrow from a basic gray set, and I'm going to use it to journal in. And then I just simply cut that out and layered it under that little camera. And just for a little detail, I added one of these rhinestones to the center of the camera, and I just thought that added a nice little touch there. So then this finishes the spread, and I just wanted to add one more thing to add the date. So it's a label I cut in half, and I just wrote the date on it and outlined the shape of the label in black. And as you can see, I added some washi on that photo there of my daughter. So this finishes my spread. I'm just going to quickly show you each card and how they came together. And I think together as a spread it all works out, and I have all my journaling there for this first week, even though it's hidden, and it's just turned out to be a nice spread. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.